This is another episode in my Black History series. Today, I'd like to talk to you about Bessie Coleman, born Elizabeth Coleman on January 26, 1892, in Atlanta, Texas. Bessie had developed an interest in flying at a very young age, but at this time in America, Black people, Native Americans, and women were not afforded the opportunities in the United States to fly and get a civilian pilot's license. In 1915, at the age of 23, Bessie moved to Chicago, Illinois, where she lived with her brothers. She worked as a manicurist at the White Sox barber shop, and while there, she overheard conversations from returning Black pilots in 1921 from World War I, and these conversations really piqued her interest to want to fly. She took a second job at a chili parlor as a manager to make more money. She ended up befriending and being sponsored by Robert S. Abbott, who was the owner and publisher of the Chicago Defender newspaper, which was the largest Black-owned newspaper in the United States. Also, there was a man who was a banker by the name of Jesse Binga, who also co-sponsored her as well. At this time, Bessie took French-speaking language classes at the Berlitz Language School in Chicago to prepare herself to travel to Paris, France. She did travel to Paris, France, and while there, she did get to earn her pilot's license. She learned to fly using a Newport 564 biplane, and June 15, 1921, she became the first Black person to gain an international aviation license from the Fédération Aéronautique Internationale, which is called the FAI. She is also the first American person of any race or gender to be awarded these credentials directly from the FAI. Determined to polish her skill, Coleman spent the next 2 months taking lessons from a French ace pilot. As I said before, because she was a woman and a person of color, she was not allowed to become a civilian pilot in America. She went back to France and she completed advanced courses in aviation. She then went to the Netherlands to train with Anthony Fokker, one of the most distinguished aircraft designers. She went from there to Germany, going to the Fokker Corporation, and she received additional training from one of the company's chief pilots. She returned to the United States to launch her career in aviation. Understand, because of what she was going through, she could not become a civilian pilot, so she ended up learning and wanted to become what was known as a stunt pilot, doing dangerous maneuvers. So when she did return to America doing such a thing, she was one of only a few people that can do it. Her career changed from wanting to be an civilian pilot to what's known as an exhibitionist flying. She became known for her notoriously dangerous shows, and she was popularly known as Queen Bess as well as Brave Bess. Over the next 5 years, Bessie became a popular draw in the United States, both by white and Black audiences. She made her first appearance in an American air show, and this was in New York, near Long Island, at an event that was honoring veterans of the all-Black 369th Infantry Regiment of World War I. She was at a place called Curtis Field. Her friend Robert S. Abbott sponsored that show and set that up for her. She was billed as the world's greatest flyer, and also there were 8 other ace pilots as well and a jump parachutist. Committed to promoting aviation and combating racism, Bessie spoke across the country about the pursuit of aviation, and she had goals for black people to be able to see her do such a thing and let them know that they can do so as well. She absolutely refused to participate in any aviation events that prohibited the attendance of black people. As I stated before, her shows were very popular for both blacks and whites in attendance. On April 30th, 1926, Bessie was in Jacksonville, Florida. She had recently purchased an airplane, and she had a mechanic who was also her publicist, and his name was William Willis. He had went to get the airplane that Bessie Coleman had purchased. It took him 3 different attempts to get back. He had to make safety landings 3 different times to get back. Her family and friends begged Bessie Coleman not to use this plane because how much trouble he had in even bringing it back, but she refused. While they were in Jacksonville in preparation for an upcoming air show, William Willis was flying a plane with Bessie Coleman in the second seat. She did not wear a harness, or as we know as a seat belt, because she needed to see the terrain that was around her for her study. Within 10 minutes, the plane encountered problems and jerked and twisted, and the plane lost control. At 3,000 feet, Bessie Coleman was thrown from the plane, and she hit the ground and died instantly. William Willis was trying to continue the battle with the plane's controls, ended up crashing and dying as well. Even though the plane was burned and mangled, the investigation afterwards cited that there was a tool, which was a wrench, that was logged into the controls that they did not see, that caused this plane to crash. Bessie Coleman was 34 years old. Funeral services were held in Florida before her body was sent back to Chicago. While there was not much news about the crash in mainstream media, the black media highly publicized her death. And once Bessie Coleman was flown back to Chicago, there was a crowd of over 10,000 mourners that came out to support her and attended her ceremonies. This ceremony in Chicago was being led by activist Ida B. Wells. For those of you who don't know, every year on the anniversary of her death, airplanes go up in honor of Bessie Coleman, leaving a one-plane gap in honor of her, in memory of her life and her accomplishments. What she did was major at the time. Very sad that someone with so much talent had to leave their place of birth, the United States, to go elsewhere to show that they had the skills all along. So, in memory and honor of Bessie Coleman, we salute you. I hope that you appreciate it and learned something about Miss Bessie Coleman, and understand that when you see her on a postage stamp, when you hear about her accolades, that you will at least acknowledge the fact that she was actually ahead of her time. I'll close this out right now by saying bye-bye, and I hope that you all have a wonderful day.